Greetings and welcome. Let's start with a straightforward fact. Though silent, overthinking can be fatal. Unlike rage, it doesn't make noise. It kills your delight slowly and quietly from the inside, yet it doesn't shout like depression does. Worst of all, the majority of people are unaware that they are engaging in this behavior. They simply believe they are being cautious, astute, or ready, but they are not. They are trapped in their own thoughts, paralyzed. Why is this subject so crucial at the moment? The world of today is fast-paced, noisy, and overstimulating. As soon as you pick up your phone, you are inundated with pressure, comparison, judgment, and knowledge. What your friend stated yesterday was already on your mind. What that stranger posted online is now on your mind. Then you begin to question, what if I don't succeed? What if I am disliked by them? What if I make a mistake? What if I said something yesterday that they didn't understand? What if I didn't get the opportunity? And then you're sitting in your room doing nothing but sitting there feeling as though you've run a marathon. That's the overthinking trap. It saps your vitality. Your confidence is stolen. It disrupts your sleep. It harms your health. The worst part is that it prevents you from living. You overthink your decision to launch a YouTube channel. You overthink your desire to begin communicating in English. You overthink because you want to communicate with someone you care about. And the chance has long passed by the time your mind settles. Thinking too much is a thief. And it will steal your future in silence if you don't stop it. Why do we think so much? We crave control, so we overthink things. We believe that if I give something enough thought, I will discover the ideal solution. However, life does not provide you with all the solutions. You either move or miss the choices life presents you. The brain tells you a lie when you overthink something. You will feel secure if you continue to think. However, it only causes fear. Let's now discuss how to get out of this mental prison. Real, potent, life-altering answers that will last with you forever, not cheap suggestions. You won't just quit overthinking after watching this video. It will also make your life, your attitude, and your English better. Let's get started. Solution 1. Your thoughts are deceptive. The most potent truth should be discussed first. Your thoughts are deceptive. It's trying to protect you in the wrong way, not because it wants to harm you. The purpose of your brain is not to make you happy. It is designed to sustain your life. Even in the absence of danger, it will always be ready. You begin to think, they didn't respond. Perhaps they despise me. He gave me a strange look. Perhaps I said things incorrectly. I had one failure. I might fail once more. I'm sorry. Perhaps a dreadful event is on the horizon. It's all just noise, though. It isn't accurate. Fear is the cause. This is the reality. You have no idea what other people are thinking. The future is unknown to you. You never know how things will turn out. However, your mind behaves as though it does. It fabricates stories, then uses them to punish you. This is why eliminating overthinking starts with this. Give up believing whatever you think. Thoughts are not always facts. Not every emotion is accurate. You don't have to trust the lies your brain may tell you. You regain your power once you recognize this. Allow me to share a real story with you. The most well-known escape artist in the world was Harry Houdini. No prison, no handcuffs, no chains could stop him. Lock me in your strongest jail, he told the cops one day while he was in a tiny town. I'll be out in half an hour. They imprisoned him. Houdini grinned. He had previously done these numerous times. He began working on the lock after extracting a tiny tool from his belt. He made numerous attempts, left, right, up, and down, but the lock would not open. Half an hour had gone by. An hour after that. He was angry, sweating, and exhausted. And at last he gave up. The door opened as he leaned against it. No one ever locked the door. Only it was closed. Houdini, however, thought it was locked. He pretended that it was the lesson. The same is true of overthinking. I can't do it, your thinking tells you. I'm going to fail. They dislike me. I don't measure up. You don't try, then. You remain still. You don't talk. However, a faucet traps you, just like Houdini. There is no lock on the door. You're not stranded. You're not weak. Your mind is simply fabricating a story for you. It's not always true what you think. Never allow a lie to rule your life. Press the door. Stop thinking. Freedom is waiting for you. Solution 2. Prevent the storm from getting worse. Thinking too much doesn't blow up like a bomb. It starts off as a whisper. You have a little, silent thought. You disregard it. Then it happens once more. On the other hand, it develops limbs, legs, a body, and a voice. Before you realize it, it's yelling in your mind. You also feel powerless. Early detection is the only way to end the cycle. Say, "This is not helping me," as soon as you see that you are overanalyzing the situation. Nothing is being solved by me. I'm at a loss. I must quit. That one sentence is a sword now. It breaks through the cacophony. It is comparable to halting a train before it accelerates. Because the trap gets deeper the longer you remain in the mindset. Consider sending someone a message. They didn't respond. First of all, they can be busy. The second thought is that they might be ignoring me. Third thought, perhaps they are upset. Fourth thought, what went wrong? Fifth thought, why do I usually get this? They were simply asleep when they had thought 6, anguish, guilt, anxiety, and the truth. That's all. But a whole movie was written by your brain. Catching the first notion is crucial because of this. Prevent the spiral from starting. Solution 3. Clear your mind before it becomes overloaded. Have you ever witnessed an overflowing cup? When you continue to pour water, eventually it spills everywhere. When you don't let go of your thoughts, your brain does that. They keep piling up until there is no more room, and then you feel heavy for no apparent reason. Here's the answer, then. Put them in writing. Grab a pen. Take out a notebook and write down all of your thoughts. Not in a flawless manner. Just for yourself, not for anybody else to read. Your mind is racing with ideas, so give it some space. On paper, however, they become silent. Write down your thoughts, your reasons for believing that it matters, your fears, and the results you hope to achieve. You'll also notice anything odd after it's out. You feel lighter. Because you are no longer a prisoner of your own noise, you feel more lucid. This goes beyond journaling. It's a mental cleanse. It's survival. Your thoughts will manifest as tension, anxiety, and illness if you don't communicate them. Let them go. Underneath them lies your tranquility. Solution 4. What if there isn't a solution? Most overthinking starts with 2 words, let's face it. What if? What if I don't succeed? What if I'm abandoned? What if I look foolish? What if I don't make it? What happens if everything fails? This is where the issue lies. The future you live in hasn't even materialized yet. A future that may never materialize. You experience agony because of a non-existent incident. A chat that never took place makes you feel rejected. Concerning a future you imagined, you get anxiety. What if is therefore the most hazardous question you can ask yourself. It produces films and gives you the impression that they are real. Let's look at an illustration. Let's say a student wishes to address a group of people in English for the first time. What if they laugh? His mind screams. What happens if I miss a word? What if I have a poor accent? What if they believe I am a moron? Stop now. In reality, what took place? Nothing. He hasn't even spoken yet. However, he believes that he has already failed. 10 times, not once. He doesn't say anything now. His confidence dies again. His dream also evolves with time. The power of what if lies in that. Here's the reality, then. Your friend is not what if. Your future is not what if. Your reality is not what if. You're afraid. Disguised as a query. What if there isn't one? Don't allow it to rule a life that is only getting started. Solution 5. Express the idea aloud. The strength of overthinking lies in its concealment. Your subconscious plays it repeatedly, like background music, and whispers it to you. However, there is a peculiar trick that can negate its strength. Say it aloud. Express the idea. Say it literally, I believe my boss despises me. This test seems like it will be a failure for me. Nobody seems to adore me. Now pause and pay attention. Because your voice is logical but your brain is emotional, the concept begins to sound little, weak, stupid, and even silly when you utter it. Let's look at an illustration. What if they reject my job application, is what's on your mind. You speak it aloud. I believe I'll get turned down. Your mind now says, okay. What if it turns out to be the case? Your response is, I'll feel horrible. I'll try again, though. The fear is suddenly lessened. The storm has subsided. Why? Because a notion passes from the emotional brain to the rational brain when it is spoken. It turns into something you can comprehend, control, and manage. Try this the next time you find yourself in a mental rut. First, express the idea. Step 2, pay attention to the sound. Is this really worth all this fear? Is the third step. The response will typically be no, since the quiet surrounding the notion is always more frightening than the thought itself. Solution 6, give up striving for perfection. Let's face it, striving for perfection is one of the main causes of overthinking. They aspire to say the ideal thing, appear the ideal, decide the ideal course of action, have the ideal strategy, and achieve the ideal outcomes. As a result, nothing ever feels good enough, so they do nothing. And the fear of failing is outweighed by the pressure to be flawless. Let's look at an illustration. A young woman wishes to launch her own YouTube account. She is passionate, has ideas, and a tale to share. What if, however, my background is inadequate? What if I don't speak English perfectly? What if my voice is disliked by others? What happens if I'm wrong? She waits as a result. A day turns into a month, which turns into a year. And because she was waiting to be perfect, her dream dies. Here's the reality, though. Perfection is only fear disguised beautifully. Perfect doesn't resonate with people. They have a genuine connection. Genuine stories, genuine words, real work, real development. Being flawless never made anyone great. By beginning, they rose to greatness. Kill perfection, then. Progress is preferable to perfection, so choose it. Furthermore, the world needs you, not your ideal self. Solution 7, immediately move your body. Keep your mind from taking over. Your initial reaction when a notion arises is to sit with it. You wish to solve it. You continue to ponder, think, and think. Here's the reality, though. Most people are unaware. Answers don't come from thinking harder. It results in fatigue. It is not a sign of intellect to overthink things. This indicates mental traffic. Additionally, you are unable to move when traffic is heavy. You become stuck. Now pay close attention. Your brain is linked to your body. How you stand, sit, and move. It has an impact on your emotions. Overthinking causes your body to become motionless. You become motionless. Your muscles tense up. Your breathing becomes labored. Your expression tightens. And your body goes into survival mode without you even knowing it. Now you're stuck within your own head. And the fear has spread to your body. Therefore, moving your body is the quickest approach to stop overthinking. Motion disrupts emotion, not because it's workout or because it burns calories. Here's how. Get up and move about the room. Step outside and take in the fresh air. Perform jumping jacks. Make things clean. Cleanse your face. Extend your legs and arms. Take 10 seconds to jump up and down. It may seem easy, but it can change your life. Because your focus changes when you move your body. The whirling of your brain ceases. Your breathing becomes deeper. You become conscious of your environment. You get back to the here and now. Consider a person who spends hours worrying while seated on their bed. How come they didn't call? What if I made a complete mess? What happens if this pain persists? Imagine that they now get up, turn on some music, and begin to arrange their workstation. They are not grinning 5 minutes later. Perhaps, but they are no longer drowning. It's a slower storm. That is movement's force. Don't let your ideas consume you. Get up and break the pattern. The mind will follow the body's lead. Solution 8. Take action instead of pondering. Small steps at a time. Confusion is a favorite of overthinking. It thrives on uncertainty. It lets you know you're not prepared. You require additional time. Just give it a little more thought. Here's the harsh reality, though. You don't have to think any longer. You must move. You must have momentum. The brain can only solve one problem out of 100 that it can imagine. Let's imagine you want to start speaking English when you perform. What if I say the wrong word, you ask yourself. What if someone chuckles? What happens if I freeze? You overthink, you plan, you get ready, and you do nothing. What you ought to do instead is this. Ignore perfection. Forget about the future and forget about approval. Do just one small thing. Say aloud one sentence. On your phone, record a single voice message. In a journal, write one line. Because it trains your brain, a single tiny action has greater power than 1,000 flawless thoughts. Fear is not why we are here. We're here to make progress. You become more frightened the longer you sit. However, the fear vanishes the instant you take any action, no matter how small. Suppose you wish to apply for a job but obsess over the resume, the email, and the ideal sentence. Simply open your laptop, write the first line, and then save the document instead. That's all. Write the second line tomorrow. You can overcome overthinking in this way. One little step at a time. The race doesn't have to be completed today. Now all you have to do is take the first step. Solution 9. Set a time restriction for making decisions. Action, not delay, is the key to clarity. A lot of people think that clarity comes with time. They therefore wait when they are perplexed. They wait for the appropriate time. They watch for an indication. They bide their time till everything seems ideal. However, tranquility does not always come with time. Confusion can sometimes increase with time. One question is your starting point. Should I send them a message? After an hour, 3 hours go by. After that, you've written 5 drafts and erased them. Your heart is pounding now. You are under more stress than before. The poison of postponed decisions is that the unknown is dreaded by the brain. Thus, it continues to analyze, inquire, and circle. But pondering more doesn't lead to clarity. Making decisions quickly and modifying them later leads to clarity. What is the answer, then? Decide on a deadline. I have 10 minutes to decide, then I move forward, you tell yourself. You desire serenity, not because you're reckless. For instance, you're second-guessing your decision to accept a new opportunity. Put a timer on. What do I desire, you ask? What could possibly go wrong? Will I advance from this? Decide then, not next week, not tomorrow. Now, because making the right choices doesn't lead to peace. Those that are chosen bring forth peace. More peace is brought by even a 70% choice than by a 100% over-considered wait. Decide. Get moving. Make any necessary adjustments. However, don't wait for the fear to go away by sitting in the fire. Solution 10. Let go of the rest and concentrate on what you can manage. Attempting to control the future, people, results, or everything else frequently leads to overthinking. However, the reality is that you have no influence over what other people think. Decide who remains and who goes. Take charge of the past. Manage the events of the upcoming month. So why put up with something you can't control? Instead, focus all of your efforts on the things that you can control. Your behavior, your reaction, your breathing, your routines, and your concentration. Let's picture this. Someone received a message from you. They didn't respond. Why didn't they answer, you ask yourself. Are they upset? Do I have to say sorry? Do I need to send another message? Can you manage their mood, though? Are you able to read their thoughts? No? You breathe, then. You go for a stroll. You continue your day. You complete your tasks. You tidy your room. Because your power is in the here and now, not in their inbox, you get new knowledge. This is the guideline. It's not your stress if it's beyond your control. Go outside and forget about the storm. Create inner tranquility. It's not a sign of weakness. Strength is that. Because doing everything right doesn't lead to peace. Focusing on the important things and letting go of the rest is the path to peace. Solution 11. Recognize that you won't be liked by everyone. Being overly concerned about other people's opinions is one of the main causes of overthinking. They are concerned. Did I say something incorrectly? Do they consider me strange? I might have looked foolish on that video. Why wasn't I invited? Perhaps they no longer like me. Because everyone wants to feel liked, respected, loved, understood, and accepted, this pain is genuine and heavy. However, this is the harsh reality that gives you serenity. You won't be liked by everyone. Not everyone is expected to. And that's all right. There are people who don't like even the most talented, kind, or attractive person in the world. You are not here to win over everyone. Because you want to be loved by everyone, the more you try. You conceal your voice as you get more alienated from yourself. Your personality changes. Your dreams get smaller. When you want to say no, you say yes. And the outcome is this. No one loves you. You're worn out. You don't feel like you belong. You feel unauthentic. The worst part is that you begin to second-guess everything you say and do. However, something lovely occurs when you come to terms with the fact that some people will misinterpret you, despise you, and reject you. You are set free. You talk bravely. You carry yourself with assurance. Now that you're not attempting to be someone you're not, you can finally breathe. Keep this in mind. It's not necessary for everyone to like you. All you have to do is like yourself. You weren't made to win their approval. It's in your nature to express yourself. Stop reliving that moment, then. Quit describing everything you do. Don't worry about if people like you. Ask a better question instead. Do I enjoy the person I'm becoming into? That response will lead you to tranquility. Solution 12. Let go of excellence. The power of progress is greater. And fixation with perfection is another silent killer of peace. I can't start until it's perfect, people say. Until my grammar is perfect, I am unable to communicate in English. The video cannot be uploaded until it appears polished. I need to polish my resume before I can apply. And what takes place? And they wait, and they wait. Additionally, time is lost while waiting. Chances are lost. One loses confidence, the dream starts to wane. It was because they never started, not because they failed. You're not aiming for perfection. It's your jail. When you're never ready, perfection tells you. You're still insufficient. You will look foolish. However, nobody tells you this. Greatness is the result of progress. Every self-assured speaker had doubts. Every successful creator started off with a bad video. Every good writer produced dreadful pages. However, they continued to move. They continued to learn. They decided to do action rather than worry. Allow me to share a reality with you that you will never forget. It's better to be done than perfect. It is better to start than to wait. It's better to act imperfectly than to hesitate perfectly. Therefore, respond if your mind tells you that it's not perfect yet today. Being flawless is not why I'm here. I'm being honest here. I'm here to develop. Release this pressure. It's acceptable to be dirty. It is acceptable for you to be studying. Since you will develop by doing rather than by thinking, you are free to arrive even if you are not entirely prepared. Solution 13. Express the idea aloud. Call out the untruth. Because it resides inside your head, where no one else can hear it, overthinking has great power. You're not good enough, it murmurs. Everyone is evaluating you. Like previously, you will fail. However, when you speak that thinking aloud, this is what occurs. It sounds smaller, weaker, and less genuine. Suppose you're thinking, I'm not good enough. I have no value. Say it aloud now. I think I've failed. Stop now. Do you think that's true? Really? Is there evidence? Or is fear speaking here? You can transcend from feeling to awareness, from blind belief to clarity, just by saying the notion aloud. This gives you the opportunity to question it. There is one reason why this is powerful. The majority of your thoughts are exaggerated, but you are unaware of this. Since your ears are never able to hear them. It is revealed when the notion is spoken. It makes you confront it and provides an opportunity to replace it. Here's a useful advice, then. Say, all right, let me say this aloud, the next time you find yourself overanalyzing anything. Then inquire, is this idea beneficial to me? Is this a nice thought? Is this idea even accurate? Release it if the response is negative. Change it out for a better one. I am gaining knowledge. I'm developing. I have survived worse. This is something I can manage. Because overthinking starts to diminish when your inner voice becomes compassionate. Solution 14. Consider the facts rather than your emotions. Overthinkers frequently place too much faith in their feelings. They believe that something negative is going to happen because they are anxious. They believe they must have done something wrong since they feel bad about it. They believe danger is close because they are terrified. However, feelings aren't always true. They are not truth, they are indications. Let's look at an illustration. A student completes a speaking exam in English. He's in a bad mood. I made a mistake, he says. I felt really anxious. I'm positive I didn't succeed. In actuality, though, he responded to 90% of the inquiries. He had a good vocabulary. Even when he erred, he continued to talk. He did well, according to the facts. He failed, according to the feeling. Which is accurate? The facts. Your feelings matter. However, emotions become irrational and amplified when you overthink things. They cause you to see unreal things. You should pause and ask yourself, what do I know for sure? What is the truth? Not only the terror. Consider sending a text message to someone. It takes them hours to respond. You feel unheard. You experience rejection. However, they were asleep. They had a lot going on. They weren't online. This is why focusing on the facts rather than your feelings protects you from overanalyzing. Thus, the next time you experience dread, humiliation, or panic, what are the actual facts here? Ask yourself after pausing. You can avoid hours of anguish by asking that one inquiry. Solution 15. Never hesitate to seek assistance. You're not weak. You're a human. Overanalyzing is frequently a personal struggle. You sit in silence. In front of other people, you smile. Your response is, I'm fine. You're trapped in a mental storm, though. Silently, you weep. You overanalyze every discussion. Every error is replayed. You are concerned about the future. You doubt your value, but you keep quiet about it. You don't say anything because you believe they won't comprehend. I do not wish to disturb them. I should do this on my own. I'll appear weak if I beg for assistance. And this quiet turns like a jail. You bear all of the suffering alone. However, your shoulders were never designed to support this much weight on their own. You must hear this reality clearly, calmly, and deeply. Asking for assistance does not make you weak. You're smart. You have courage. You're a human. Even the most resilient people make mistakes. People who are the happiest cry. Even the most prosperous people have difficulties. Nobody succeeds on their own. Nobody is supposed to. Consider this. You're in the middle of a forest. You're not sure where you are. No direction, no signal. You hear another person close by. You can see them. They are aware of the path. They've been on this journey before. Would you not speak? To appear powerful, would you endure more suffering? No? Can you help me find the way, you might ask? That's what it means to ask for assistance. It's not a sign of weakness. It's sagacity. It's expressing that I'm more concerned with my future than with maintaining my pride. Speak up, whether it's a family member, friend, teacher, therapist, or even a complete stranger who listens without passing judgment. Make contact. Allow someone to listen to your inner storm, because sometimes a lifetime of misery can be avoided with only one exchange of words, one response, or one instant of connection. And simply speaking up eases the burden, even if they don't know the answers. You're not by yourself. You were never alone yourself. Furthermore, it was never intended for you to confront every conflict in silence. There is help nearby. However, you have to start. Say, I'm having trouble. I require assistance. I want to stop going through this alone. The number of people who genuinely care will surprise you. And I'll tell you this now even if no one pays attention. You have strength. You are significant. You're not damaged. You're simply overburdened. And that's all right. I think you'll get better. I think you're brave. I also have faith in your future. Take that action, then. Make yourself visible. Be heard. You are important, therefore allow yourself to be assisted. You've heard it all now. 15 effective, genuine human strategies to reduce overthinking. Deep emotional truth intended for you, not cheap recommendations or phony counsel. Not for the masses. Additionally, a significant event occurred while you were watching this video. You've learned more than just how to cut back on your overanalyzing. You've accomplished something much more worthwhile. A journey back to oneself has begun. You've recalled that your life is not a part of the past, that your thoughts are not truths, that your concerns are not the future, and that your mind is not your enemy. Furthermore, you've advanced one step closer to something bigger. Because you do more than just get better at English on this channel. Grammar is not the only thing you learn. You listen to more than just sentences. You learn how to heal here. You get better at growing. You discover how to develop into your best self. And you study everything in English, day by day, word by word, step by step. Therefore, don't keep it to yourself if this movie moved you, if even one aspect of it was helpful, or if you felt seen, understood, or supported. Comment, share, and inform others. They're not by themselves. Above everything, make sure you subscribe. For you, not for me. Because your adventure has only just begun, this is your space, and this is your tale. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your feelings. And I appreciate that you chose healing over keeping quiet. Now, live your life from your truth rather than your thoughts. You are now at liberty. You no longer overthink things. This is where you start.